Welcome everyone to our tutorial number 5 on how to set up LimeSurvey and McGill for CRCF members. In this tutorial, we'll talk about how to set up open-ended, aka text questions, and multiple choice questions in LimeSurvey. So we're just going to use, once again, our practice survey, Intro to LimeSurvey for CRCF here, because we are adding new type of questions. So we're going to add a new group. We're going to call this group open-ended questions. Open questions. I will leave everything else as it is and click Save and Close. So now we added a new group called Open Qs, Open Questions. Now we're going to add a question to this group by clicking the plus sign here. And first thing first, we're going to need to assign a code, a variable name to this particular question. Let's say I would like to know the experiences of students traveling in Montreal. So I'm going to call this question experience, EXP. And the exact question I would like to ask would be, please tell us about your experience while traveling in Montreal. And because this is an open-ended question, we're going to select the question type on the right as long free text, which is the default in LimeSurvey. So where you can find that is all the way down here, text questions. Oops. So it can be a long text answer, and it can also be a short text answer. If you think participants will write longer answers, you can choose the long free text option. If you think this is going to be a short answer, you can choose the short free text as your option. So since people do like to talk about their experiences, I'm going to select long free text here. Okay, and once again, I would like this to be mandatory, and I will not change anything else in advanced settings. So that's that. That's it for this page. We're going to save and close. And let's preview this question and see how it looks like in the survey. Okay, voila. So this is your first open-ended question, and participants can write their answers in this box right here. Okay, so next, we will talk about how to set up multiple choice questions in LimeSurvey. Actually, this is very easy. Let's go back to our home survey page by clicking survey here. And let's add one more group called multiple choice questions, like this. Gonna save and close. Okay, so now right under multiple choice question, there are no questions in this group yet. So now I'm gonna add one by clicking it here. So let's say I would like to know what kind of things people store in their closet. So I'm just gonna call this variable closet. So this is gonna be the variable name, the code for this particular question. So for the instruction, I'm going to ask our participants, please select all items that you store in your closet at home. And once again, if you want to add additional information to facilitate participants to answer this question, you can write it in the help section right here. Okay, so now let's move on to the right hand side to choose our question type. So it is a multiple choice question, so we're going to select multiple choice right here. So different from list radio questions, we can actually choose option other here as on. So we can set this as on. The reason for that is after data have been exported to different softwares, one option, one choice here in multiple choice questions will occupy one column, so there will be no more numeric values attached to it. So selecting option other here will be quite convenient for data analysis after. So we're going to select it as on, and once again we want it to be mandatory, and we will not change anything in advanced settings. So now we can do save and close. Since this is a multiple choice question, we will actually need to add the choices to this question. So we will going to use edit sub-questions here to enter all our choices. Here on this page, we will enter all our choices on this page here, as if we are entering sub-questions. So if you recall in our previous tutorials, for entering each sub-question, in order to distinguish one option from the other, we'll need to assign a specific code to it. So to keep it simple, I can just call it this as 1, option 1, choice 1. What kind of things we store in closet could be perhaps hats, and we can add another one next to it and below it, for example, t-shirts, and relevant equation as 1 to tell LimeSurvey to show this option. And what else can be stored in our closet? It could be skirts, perhaps coats, and maybe shoes as well. Okay, so I think that's good. So we have 5 choices for this multiple choice question, and you need to put 1 in for each of the options. So that's that for this page. We can now save and close. Okay, so let's take a look at the question, how it looks like in the survey by clicking preview question. And voila, this is how it looks like. So we have 5 options and the last option other, which we selected in general options, and you can choose all of them or some of them. Okay, so this is how you set up a multiple choice question in LimeSurvey. In our next tutorial, we will talk about how to set up conditional questions, aka branching questions in LimeSurvey. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.